All right, hey guys, welcome back. For some reason, my little camera here is really distracting me. It's like doing some crazy shit, but when I look it back, it's fine. So I do want to respond to this, as I do feel a little bit that
I'm
there's
going
some
to try my
issues,
best to articulate this video
and I'm gonna see if
as
I can
thoroughly,
explain
as plainly, as
myself.
eloquently as
Uh,
possible. I don't want there to be any lost context. I don't want to just look like I'm coming out of nowhere
and I
having
want
a
to tell you my
temper tantrum
story of kind of
because these
why I
things are
think so
happening. The
after
allegations
this.
I am levying towards YouTube are extremely serious, and I'm taking this video
I know
extremely
everybody's doing this,
seriously.
but I am Hispanic or
YouTube,
Mexican or whatever you want to think of me.
you guys either play
So
favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two. These are the three options, YouTube. Which one is it?
I'm really
Here's my
Spanish,
proof.
German, Jew, and Indian, but whatever.
I've been doing YouTube a long time, okay? I never want to be that guy, oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, these issues are happening because I'm black. There have been certain situations that I looked at kind of funny.
And
I
I want
said,
to yeah, I want to talk about
it
my
could be because of that, but
situation
nah, I ain't gonna.
a little
I'm
bit
not
too.
trying to press that. I don't want to build that narrative around my,
And
my
I
YouTube
wish I
channel.
could. I don't think I
This
can
time,
find it, but
I can no longer let it slide. This is the situation.
all right. So we kind of everybody's already listened to this, and
August.
then, and I've listened to him, and then later on he talks about a lot of, and then people are sorry, I should get talking like this, so I don't do these things very often. So anyway, so here's the front page of YouTube. And they were talking about how there's just seems to be a certain amount of certain people being promoted way more than everybody else. Now, unless you're a token actor or maybe a sports person like, Mike Tyson, let's say, he's still, a good boxer, or like famous, like a famous rapper or whatever. I'm just talking about YouTubers, not famous actors or rappers or, here's Jacksepticeye's version of it.
I was
And he
giving my
was
voice the big dog.
talking about, how he's even given sometimes, how the system works. And I listened to him, I listened to the other one. So mine is a long time ago, I was starting to get a little bit bigger channel going. And unless you're Kevin Hart or like the token ones, they're always up here, like always. So other than that, we've got, I don't know, we've got we'll say, it doesn't have to say, let's not even say it's color. Let's just say it fits the narrative, and then we got, what is this, a rapper or something maybe? Yeah, rapper or something, music. So that doesn't really count. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about YouTubers. We got Markiplier, but I don't know. Do I know what color he is exactly or what race? No, but he fits the narrative. All right, so we just keep going, blah, blah, blah. Mike Tyson again. Okay, he's always on there a lot for some reason. Like, we got to throw some Mike Tyson and Kevin Hart in here. Here we go. Jamie Foxx is always up on YouTube. Always, always. They've always got him on here. And then we go through, bam. Oh, we got one. We've got one YouTuber here. But he's a pretty big YouTuber. He's really good. I like him. I haven't watched him before. C-Day. He's good. So there's one, but then you just go bam, 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 bam. That's maybe more. I don't know. I don't know who this is, so I can't really say about that one. Bam. Music. Some kind of news story. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Don't know what that is. Okay, now finally, again, we got one. No. Thought it was going to be about that black girl, but I guess not. So anyways, as you can see, the front page is littered with certain content. We have one Indian girl. Wow. And I did notice they did have a couple of different people. Like, I don't know, I think this guy's from, Japan. And this guy is maybe something, I don't know, I'm not gonna say, but you know, there's another one thrown in there. But then again, it's just like bam, 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 bam. Oh, and who do we got again? Jamie Foxx. Bam, 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 bam. And then we got a famous singer, so I don't really count that. Bam, 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 bam. He's kind of a I guess he's not really a YouTuber. Bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. That's interesting. I love space stuff. Bam, bam, bam. Sports, so that's going to be, bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam. It's just amazing, you know. Unless it's a famous dude, you know, like Ice Cube or Jamie Foxx or somebody like that, you know, where are the little YouTubers at? Where are the little black YouTubers at? Or he's not little. He's 13 million views on this one video right here, so he's not little. This guy, you know, he's not little because he's the one that we're talking about. Sort of, not really talking about, but anyways. So my issue was a long time ago, had my had a video up, and it was talking about how okay, so I was talking about a long time ago how I thought something was going on and about racism and stuff like this and that, and a couple people in my comments said that I was crazy and blah blah blah. And then so somebody wound up stealing a couple of my videos because they were, as I was telling them, you know, that they're holding me back because of this and that, and they didn't believe me. So they stole my videos and reposted them on like a channel with not even an icon or nothing. And I think I can't find it. It's like an old video. I don't even know what they labeled it as, but he sent me the link in a comment. This was a while back, maybe 5 years ago or something. But people have taken my videos and re-uploaded them under theirs, and then so they were going to prove to me wrong. They were going to say, no, look, you know, like this channel, I'm a white kid and I you know, made this channel and I threw your video up on my channel and look, it got no views. But no, he got a ton of views. He had actually got thousands of views on my same video that only had like 50 views. So why can somebody steal one of my own videos, post it on their some made up channel? He probably just made it like that week, or maybe it was a channel he used just to look at YouTube or whatever it was. But you know, somebody came into my comments and told me that somebody had re-uploaded a few of my videos, and they sent me one of the links, and they said that they thought it was funny because that video had so much more views than my video. And I told them in the comments, I was like, yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. And so I think I was like getting blacklisted by then. I'm not sure. So on a rundown, I'm just kind of like, in school I was abused a lot. My teacher cracked my head open. I was like stabbed, you know. I got scars here in my head. I got a big scar on my head. My first grade teacher, you know, shook me against the table and cracked my head open, and like people were just mean to me and put me down. And so it wasn't very good. I mean, a lot of bad things happened, you know, like even like one of my few friends that was a girl, she was like kind of like kidnapped and killed, and like just a bunch of shit. Another one of my little friends, you know, she like something was wrong with her, and like she wound up getting AIDS, and she was in junior high, and like she ran off with the Hell's Angels to be, you know, pimped out by them or whatever, you know. So just, I mean, it was just like not a good childhood, not a good, you know, childhood at all. And I was put into special needs classes and stuff because I had some issues and some, you know, I have like ADHD and like I'm kind of hyper and different things like that, different weird things. I have some dyslexia. You'll see if I type sometimes or whatever, it's all jacked up, and sometimes it's all there, but it's just backwards or something weird. So anyways, so then I started doing YouTube to help, you know, be able to talk again, because at one point this is just a quick rundown, you know. I had, you know, I messed up a few times when I was younger, and then I learned my lesson. And then I started doing things like I was building computers and then selling them, and then I'd get extra ones, build them, and give them to kids, like at the Boys and Girls Club, or I'd just go on Craigslist and give out kids to random kids. Or like one year, this kid, he had, you know, he had Let me see. I'm gonna put some. I wonder if I can put on. Let's put some music on real quick. Just something. So, anyways, this kid, it was his birthday, and it was. I just happened to find him in a Craigslist ad. I put a Craigslist ad out saying I was giving out free computers. She responded to me saying that her kid could use one. It was like his birthday, and she didn't have anything to give him because they lived in a little trailer. And so she didn't have any extra money. She had to pay the rent. So I was like, okay, well, I'll see what I can do. And so, like, if you give me the address. And then I had, this was a long time ago. I had some other girlfriend a long time ago. She helped me out. Well, she didn't help me, but she went with me and, like, helped me carry the shit. Anyways, so yeah, I was like, well, shit, let's stop by and get a little cake. And then I went to like the dollar store and just bought a bunch of like $20 worth of random shit, you know, little toys or whatever, and the cake. And I came over and I gave him all that stuff, and I gave that computer to him, and I had it loaded up with like a bunch of little Disney games, like really cool games from back then. This was, I mean, we're talking this particular thing that I won't forget, about 20 years ago. But I have a few stories like this, but 20 years ago, yeah. And so, you know, and that computer, you know, it was like, you know, I don't know, like little Disney games, and just like so you know, hopefully he played on it and maybe learned something, and maybe, you know, it got him into doing something else. I don't know, you know if it did or not, but I would like to think it did. And so, like, this is me. This is how I've been all my life. I've pretty much helped other people, and like my dad always helped other people, and he's a sick veteran, and he's on dialysis, and he's almost passed away about 3 times now, and I take care of him. And then before that, I did security for like 5 years, and then before that, I was kind of lost and broken, and I just started doing YouTube a while. It was about 4 or 5 years before that. And let's see, I might have to put this on repeat here real quick. So you know, at one point I wasn't even really talking to anybody, like people I'd like just kind of given up, you know. Like, I was abused a lot in school. They would put me down. They would call me racist names. They'd call me fat, worthless Mexican, make fun of me, you know, fat, worthless Mexican, fat, every day. I mean, this was every day. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th. The only time it stopped a little bit was in 12th grade, but by then I was pretty messed up, as you can imagine. I'd been, you know, forced into special needs, which I really didn't need. I think I just needed teachers who cared more, you know, about trying to teach somebody that has a few disabilities how to, you know, how to teach them, you know, since they're kids. But, you know, I guess that's too much to ask. So, you know, and even when they said I had disabilities, and I went to the kids, I went to like that little school where they, you know, they put the kids with issues. And when I was in high school, and like I was doing okay in there, and then like at the end I got real sick. Like I got I don't know what I got, pneumonia or the flu or something. And so like when I got the flu and I got pneumonia, I was just like so sick, and I couldn't make it into school for like a week and a half or something, or like a week. And then so the teacher thought I was like lying about it. I was like, no, I have a doctor's note here and everything. And she's like, I don't want to see your doctor's note. And so that's how I didn't graduate, because she decided to hold a grudge against a student. Let's say even if I missed, I'm in a freaking school for kids with issues, and then I'm having issues. I mean, does that make any sense? Are they not the adults? So she screwed me out of my high school diploma. That's what happened there. She stole that from me, just like when my first grade teacher grabbed me, shook me, cracked my head open. I got a big scar like that right here from it. It's kind of hard to see it, but anyways, I got it there, and more than that. So, you know, like throughout whole school, I was just screwed over and abused and put down. And by the time I left school, I didn't even care if I lived or died. I didn't care what I was doing. I was drinking, and I was, you know, causing a little bit of issues, maybe getting in some fights, drinking. We had some fake IDs. My friends made some fake IDs, so we're going to the bars when we were like 15, 16, and then like we were buying alcohol from the liquor stores when we were like 17 or something. I mean, so out of all that, I got all that out of my system. I got into a little bit of trouble, got arrested a couple times, but I learned my lesson. Nothing too crazy, just like BS, like a fight or something weird and like something else. I think one was a driving thing and one was like a fight or something like that. So it wasn't like I was out robbing people or anything, just getting into a little bit of trouble and drinking too much alcohol. So I stopped all that, kind of learned my lesson, and then didn't really just, but I still, so I started working out. I'm just trying to give you down a rundown of like me, because why not? What am I going to do, I'm just trying to speak out my side and where I'm coming from. So then I was like, this is what, like the 90s or something, and like, what is going on? And so anyways, I started like getting into like working out and stuff a lot about when I was 17, and I started doing computers. So I just got in trouble for a little bit, what was it, like from when I was 15 to 17, I got in trouble, and then I went to jail like twice for like not doing like the like, what do you call it, some bullshit they wanted me to do, and I just didn't want to do it, whatever. Or I did do it almost, and it was like a couple hours short of the community service. I think I had like 30 hours community service, and I had like 26 or some shit. And like, racist judges too, man, they the same thing. And so they sent me like for 60 days because of like missing a few hours, which is ridiculous, so anyways, and it was over nothing. It all is just nothing. And so then anyways, so I just started working out, and I started like working on computers, and I started like having a little bit better time. I put myself into like working out. I was like, I did play some football before I started drinking all that. I played football, but I like to like mountain bike ride, and then I'd go to the gym, and mountain bike ride, go to the gym. I was boxing, trained for boxing and stuff like that. My dad's friend was an Olympic boxer trainer person, so he trained the Olympic guys out here, and so he invited me just to go to his gym, and train with him. And so I did that for a couple years, and then I don't know what happened there. I think he had to shut it down. It seems like everything that's good in this town like has shut down. Like we used to have water slides that went down the side of a mountain. They shut those down. It's like, so everything good shuts down out here. So there's no more of that. And then and I just mountain biking a lot. I used to love mountain biking. But when I was 15, I got hit by a car, and it broke my back. So I was doing okay. It was like, so basically my bottom spine, there's a picture of it if you don't believe me on Instagram or whatever. So they show your bottom bone back should be sitting like this, kind of where your hip is. So mine is slid down like this, and it's broken. It's no longer, and it's stretching out the nerve. And so my, like, how can I put this? Like, maybe, like, yeah, it's just not sitting right. You'd have to see the picture. And so it's broken. And so that didn't affect me till later in life. But anyways, so I just was trying to, like, get through life and work through that. And I was kind of at the point where I was just, like, working out and, like, bike riding, and I didn't really have any friends. I didn't talk to many people. I didn't want to be around those other people. Like, everybody around me would always put me down or call me fat or whatever. So I just got tired of being around anybody, and I just was kind of by myself for a while, and I was just selling computers. I was just hustling money, and I would still be doing that today, but you can't. I can't make the money anymore. I can't buy them cheap enough to resell them, and then people out here, they don't want to buy them unless they give you dirt cheap nothing. Doesn't make it be a $10,000 laptop. They'll be like, I'll give you $300 for it, like that kind of shit. So it's not worth it anymore, and nobody does repairs anymore, nothing like that. So, but for about 10 years, I made some good money. I sold lots of thousands of computers, gave some computers out to the kids at Boys and Girls Club and on my own. And like I said, that lady at the trailer park with a kid, and my dad was doing the flea market, and so he would always get good deals. Like he'd buy like in bulk. Like sometimes we get shoes from like the Kmart's or whatever, or the auctions, to get like just whatever. And he'd just go, we'd go sell at the flea market, and a lot of poor little kids would come by, don't have nothing, their shoes are falling apart, they'll be like, oh, can I have a pair of shoes? Or you know, they would look at them like, oh, like, especially like the little girls would really like the little girls' shoes and stuff too. I don't know. I miss doing this with my dad. We did that. He did that for 30 years. So I mean, it's how we made our survival. It's how we paid rent and stuff like that. So you know, we'd give them out every day, every weekend. You know, different kids needed shoes and clothes or toys, or, you know, their parents are real poor. I mean, you're talking about poor people. They don't have no money. Maybe like, you know, maybe they had like $10 and they used half of it to get in to the flea market. You know, so they're gonna buy like one item, or, you know, they're gonna look for something for like $1 or something. So, you know, and then like a lot of times there'd be like some people like they'd be kind of poor and they'd be like, well, will you take $1 for it? And he, you know, maybe he wanted $10 for it, or maybe he wanted $20 for it, and he'd be like, sure, here you go, you can have it for $1. And, you know, and I watched him do this over and over, shit, you know, for a lot of people. And so anyways, so I started, I'm kind of getting thrown off. So I started doing YouTube. Because I was at a point where I really wasn't talking to people unless I was selling them things, or like, you know, stuff like that. I just didn't have any kind of interactions too much. So I started doing like a little bit of gaming and some YouTube. And I think I'd had a fiance for a while there, and it didn't work out. So that threw me into like another, like, yeah, that's what it was. Around like, how was I, like 21 or something? I met this girl. I was a bouncer at a rock concert place, and I met her there, and she was kind of cute and goofy, and I kind of like cute, goofy girls. So you know, we wound up hanging out and doing it and all this other good stuff, and then I had been like really heavily put down by girls, and like, so I don't think I didn't have the experience or something with girls as much. So I think can go from like that to like a full relationship is kind of hard in a lot of different ways, because now I know that I can do a lot of things that I couldn't do back then that I can do now, we'll just say. And I wasn't comfortable, I guess, or something. But anyway, I loved her, and we didn't work out. Her mom would always put me down too and say that I didn't make enough money and this and that, and love doesn't pay the bills, and it's just a bunch of bullshit over and over and over again, just like in school. Like that, you know, this over and over. People have always picked on me and put me down and said that I couldn't do this, or I didn't make enough of that, or whatever, over and over. So then by then I think I'd gotten real depressed, went throwing myself back into gaming, because I did game a lot when I was a kid. You know, we were little, we'd play, you know, NES and Super NES and all that other good stuff, but, you know, you can only talk about so much anyways. So I threw myself back into gaming. I think I started playing this weird space game. I was pretty depressed then. I'm pretty depressed. And like, when I lost her, I was pretty depressed about it. And so I started playing this weird space game, and like, so sometimes in some games I'd find friends, and like, they never like reached out to me beyond the game or anything like that, but, you know, at least in the game they were there. And I can't remember what the name of this freaking game was. Not Eve. It was before Eve Online and all that. It was just like a space game. You'd go out together and you could do like raids and like get special weapons and stuff. And I remember I had like a plasma missile thingy on my ship, and like there are certain races, and my character's name was Fire Girl. I don't know why. I always liked the girl character thing ever since I guess I was younger, yeah. Before people were like, why are you picking like the girl character? I don't know. I thought she was cool. She's got a nice butt and red hair. I don't know. So yeah, anyways. And that was a little bit of fun there. And then they shut that down. And I started playing Arma. And I really wish I could have got into YouTube when I was playing that space game. That would have been the perfect time for me probably to start and put that content on, and maybe I could have gained a following and then moved on. But of course I did everything in my, I'd either do it too late, or it's too late probably. So I was doing Arma, and I started getting into Arma like a Daisy because of like Frankie, and then so anyways, by this time I was depressed. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was like, you know, only thing I would do is sell like a computer or sell whatever I could, and then like that was it. We were just trying to make money, and that was it. Oh my god, this camera angle's weird. The camera angle's weird. So I started doing YouTube, and at this point, like I say, I never really was social. I never had good friends. I didn't really talk to people on a social level and like a friend level, I guess. And if I did, I always fucked it up. Like I still do that. So I always screw it up somehow, one way or another. Either it's because I hold back and maybe, I don't know, they take it the wrong way, or I talk too much and I screw it up that way. But one way or the other, it's never turns out good. So but then so I started talking on YouTube and making some videos, and I started slowly talking. I was like afraid to like even like answer a comment or respond to an email. Like I was pretty scared. And then so I put a lot of heart into YouTube, and I started doing it, and I had a lot of issues, and I was trying to tell them, that I was abused and my teachers abused me, and so I had a lot of anger and issues, and you could see it in my early videos, and but it's also helped me grow, and like I've learned a lot from it, and I put a lot of my heart into it, and I put too much of probably what's real into it, and like too much craziness into it probably, but I loved doing this. Like it was like the one thing, like I was like, and my back started to hurt, and like so I was doing like some like lawn care and security and different things like that. I was just kind of doing whatever I could to make a little bit of money, but now that I take care of my dad. But anyway, so at that point I'd started doing YouTube. I started gaining a few followers, blah blah blah, but then I started talking about my issues, and I think that's when I started to get blacklisted. I started speaking up about when I was abused in school, and then how people was always calling me like a worthless Mexican, and racism to me, and they'd come out and find me, and like they like literally people will like come to me and start problems with me, and like for no reason. I'm not even doing anything to anybody. I've had it happen many times, and so many times in my life I've been doing nothing to no one, and they come out in the blue like devils and demons, like flocking to try to get me into freaking trouble or whatever. I don't like this camera, but I hate this fucking camera angle. It sucks. It sucks. Let's see. Is that any better? Is that any better? That sucks. I hate that other camera angle. It's hard to look. Damn, it's not that good either. What? Like needs to be like what? Like right here or something. Fuck. I do have a stand, but I don't know. I might have to get a stand because that's a better angle right there, isn't it? If I do something like that. Anyways, so I just hate the angle of the camera. It really looks shitty. All right. So anyways, my point is that, I put a lot into it, and I'm pretty sure YouTube, either because of my abuse issues and me speaking out about it or speaking out about the racism, they have blacklisted my channel. I dare anybody to go to my videos, especially my last, let's say 500 videos, clips, including clips and videos. And I want you to watch them, watch 20 of them. Tell me they're no good. Tell me that there's no way that people would not be interested in that there's no way that I should have some more subscribers. I've had people talk to me like, wow, why do you only have 2,400 subscribers? I had almost had 3,000, but YouTube decided to take 900 away. And I gained those legitly from doing shorts on Instagram, TikTok, and other things like that. Those were legit. That's when I started doing all the clips. I was getting more subscribers and more stuff like that, and they took all that back away too. And then when I go and I look into my watch time, it's always the same. It's reverted back to like under. How can I not have the watch time? I have clips with, I don't know, I have a lot of videos, and like there's no way that I haven't reached the watch time. There's just no freaking way. So they don't even let me apply anymore for that, because like okay, so I got it. Oh man, I don't know if I have that email. So I got an email saying, congratulations, your watch time has been met or whatever, and like so I can reapply to join the YouTube thing. And then I go in there and it's like, no, you can't. And I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, what the hell is it? What do you mean? And so I'm looking through my account and everything's still green. I don't have any strikes. I have one so far, but it's the first like one they give you for free, and that's due to them saying that one of my gaming video was supporting terrorism. It was just an H1Z1 gaming video where I'm playing a video game and it has nothing to do with that. So I don't freaking know. So anyways, yeah, so I don't, my channel's in good standings, and like I even like try not to curse a lot. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I do say words like that. I guess I do censor myself. Even this other guy's playing a game with yesterday, he was like, damn, do you like censor yourself? And I was like, yeah, I kind of do. I was like, because I make videos and stuff and I try not to be too overly F this, F that, or whatever. Anyways, so but yeah, I've noticed that the the racism and the favoritism,
I'm gonna try rules equally to everybody. So I go to Markiplier's assistant part 3.
okay, this is when he's talking about a video.
When you call someone a racist, that's a very... And now they're about to start putting in some age restrictions because I called them out.
He's talking about that. I was trying to see
and address it and apologize. Give them a spotlight. We gotta come down. Deeply sorry. You start like could hide my video. They could feel was fair, and that hey, if this on YouTube, but where else? That this came off as a rant. In the beginning, I wanted to keep my emotions out of it. I wanted to stay.
And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I've had an issue with is my emotions.
The things that I
let them take over.
I gave you the facts,
up, and that's where I think
it also
YouTube is punishing
turned
me.
Into me venting the emotions that I've had built up around YouTube. Ironic that I have to upload this on YouTube, but where else am I gonna upload it? I worked hard. I built this community from the ground. It's taken me over a decade to do.
I've been doing this a decade too,
and
but
I would have just hoped that
so I'm just putting my
field was fair and that hey, if I did something bad, then everybody else who also did that thing should get punished too. Is that unreasonable?
No.
I have no problem being punished. I have no problem if I break a rule that I get punished.
And then Jacksepticeye talks about it too, but his is like, is he the one that
So I just got back
about
from LA, and right before I left, I jumped to his own conclusions based on the experience that he's been having, and that ends up in the video that he has. And that's why I'm making this video. And I saw that Ludwig made one as well, and Charlie made one, and Mark's probably going to make a video on this too, talking about those experiences as well. And I just hate how inconsistent everything is these days.
I think
as people who upload to this platform, that I've been doing it, I'll be doing it 10 years in December. I know what consistency looks like. I know what it's like to upload that often.
I'm trying to see.
Yesterday, a very popular usual for always end in rejection and standing with the initial. Any naughty words, he even censored.
He's talking about censoring himself.
They removed my age restriction.
The age restriction was.
I'm trying to see what he's talking about. Which one was it about the front page? One
do.
of them was talking about the front page and different things. I can't remember which one. So, anyways, that was my problem here. Is just look at this front page, man. Why couldn't I have ever been recommended? Am I that bad? I literally help people. I'm not that bad of a person. I mean, if the only reason I ever wanted to even make it in YouTube was so I could help people. You don't even realize. Like, you don't realize. Like I don't want to be famous like Mr. Beast. I just wanted to make a few extra bucks so I could help my sick dad and like maybe get some money together and give some homeless kids, gifts and stuff like that. That's pretty much what I've ever wanted, and to maybe meet some friends and have some people just to come hang out, watch me make a video or play games with. Or whatever, that's all I really ever wanted. And you've taken it from me. I know you have. I know I don't fit the narrative, and my life has not been hunky-dory. But, it is what it is, and I just wish you could, give me a chance like everybody else. and promote my videos just like anybody else every once in a while, or Blue Moon or something, and not But you can see on the front page, it's just it's a good percentage, unless you're Kevin Hart or a music rapper or Mike Tyson, or freaking a real famous YouTuber like 13 million views, then you ain't gonna be on the front page. But you can clearly see who is on the front page. I mean, it's amazing how there's just things sometimes are right in front of people's noses and they just don't realize. So anyways, I'm gonna get up. So anyways, so I started doing YouTube because it helped me with my problems. It let me be able to talk again. I couldn't talk very well, because I have some issues and ADHD and some abuse issues and the crap. So my talking / writing skills aren't the best. My vocabulary is not the best. Like I say, a lot of times I was just quiet and scared and alone because people would put me down, and if I would try to draw something, they'd tell me I looked like shit and you were fat, or if I try to sing something, they'd tell me I sounded like shit and that I was fat Mexican, or if I try to join the something, they would tell me you're fat and you can't do that, or whatever. That's all I ever had when I was little, was that over and 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 over again, whether you want to believe it or fucking not believe it. Oops, I just said an F word. Oops. But that's what happened, and so I use YouTube to try to change myself and make myself a better person. And you've done the same thing that my teachers and my school did to me, and you're holding me back and not trying to help me just like everybody else. And I don't know if that's because of my color, or I don't know if it's because of the way I look, or if I don't know it's just because I'm not as popular as other people, or I just don't know if it's because you just like to abuse me like everybody else did. I just do not know. But if it was my thing, I'd give everybody at least a chance. Like I say, go look at my videos. They're not that bad. They're really ain't that bad. And if I had support and actually got more out of it, I'm sure I would get into it even more again. But for now, it's just I post a video and I got my last one's got 30-40 views. I get more views on my TikTok clips, way more. Sometimes I'll get a few hundred, a few thousand on there at least. So anyways, I don't know. I'm pretty sure YouTube's holding me back, holding my channel back, and I think it has to do with them and favoritism, and either has to do with racism, or me talking about racism in my videos in the past, or talking about abuse that my teachers did to me in the past. And that's I think that's pretty messed up. But that's my side of the story, and I kind of feel this is kind of where I feel like I'm coming from. I can't get into my whole life story. It would take a lot longer than this, but this is just a rundown of kind of why I got into YouTube. I started it because it was really heavily abused, and I just couldn't even talk to people. And I started this to help me be able to talk to people. You wouldn't believe I couldn't talk like this before. The way I'm talking now, I couldn't do it. And I couldn't do a lot of things, and because of YouTube now I can. But why hold me back? Why not use me as something positive, or something look at this kid. He was his head was cracked open by his teachers. He was abused, racism, and he used YouTube to try to turn himself around. But no, you just hold me down just like they did. Why? What did I do? Just speaking the truth. I try not to do that anymore. But anyways, so that's my YouTube has a serious problem response. Anyways, everybody take care. Thank you for sub, watch, whatever. But sometimes all the proof is right in front of your face. When somebody steals your video, re-uploads it on their channel and gets 10 times more views than the actual creator does, and that's kind of suspicious. Anyways, have a good one. Take care. Bye.